President Trump celebrated his first 100 days in office by declaring the milestone an artificial barrier and a ridiculous standard.
He recently tweeted about the, quote, ridiculous standard of the first 100 days.
Plus, he played golf nearly 20 different times. That's about once every 5 days. Neither of these things surprised me were it not for two other things. One, this video.
Just think about what we can accomplish in the first 100 days of a Trump administration. In the first 100 days. In the first 100 days.
And two, more than a dozen tweets like this one. President Obama has a major meeting on the New York City Ebola outbreak, with people flying in from all over the country, but decided to play golf. What's amazing about Trump's total reversals is that in the rest of our lives, we almost never see people change their mind. And in Facebook comments, by the way, it's actually never. Across the country, we liberals are shouting some variation of the following at our computers. What is wrong with Uncle Mike? Trump is a Cat 5 tsunami. What the F? Why doesn't he regret voting for this pumpkin-headed con man? And yes, I know that conservatives are shouting at their computer too. You have to know, though, it's hard for us liberals to hear it, what with all the gunshots going off in the background. On this episode of Be Less Stupid, I'm going to reveal why it is so hard to get people, especially voters, to change their minds. Plus, I'm going to teach you a bunch of pretty good scientific life hacks that can, and just might, help you convince stupid Uncle Mike to go from wearing this hat to wearing this one. Welcome to Be Less Stupid. I am your host, John Hotchkiss. This is our 43rd episode. And if you like these shows, perhaps you'll consider making a very small donation to help me offset the costs. You can go to our streaming service, factbox.tv. That's factbox.tv, and click the PayPal donate button. It takes like about 20 seconds. Thanks. All right, we are moving on. From the trivial to the monumental. After we humans make a decision, getting us to go from one position, say Trump voter, to its opposite, Trump hater, is nearly impossible. Same goes for, say, anti-vaxxers and climate change deniers. We're even steadfast in our mundane choices. I mean, clearly, look, this picture of a cat stuck inside a glass jar is way cuter than this other stupid one, which is deficient in both composition and nuance. And I will fucking kill anyone who says otherwise. Okay, so the question is, why do we cling so tightly to previously made choices? After all, we're all sentient, right? We have highly developed cognitive function. Shouldn't our thought process be open to reason and evidence and facts that contradict previously held positions? Well, in a word, the answer is no. No, we do not have that ability. There's a growing mountain of scientific evidence that indicates that what liberals call facts and truth and evidence and logic and reason are really just meaningless, individual colored pixels to our brain that only become a consequential picture or photograph after they are processed, considered, and organized by our feelings. And not just our feelings, by the way. Data is also filtered and interpreted through our life experiences, cultural affiliations, our memories, and our instincts. And the reason that some people see information as fact and others as, say, fake news is that we don't process raw data the same way. Here, take a look at these jumbled up letters right down here, right? Let's say I were to give this to a Trump voter and asked him to unscramble it. Well, you might get these words. Scrotal, dunks, and dump, right? Given the same data, the same neutral inputs, the same letters to, say, a never Trump voter, and you might get, well, these words. Donald Trump sucks. Same letters, different words. Now, replace the letters with a different data input. And you begin to see how two people can simultaneously look at an Oval Office dumpster fire, right? And one of them wants to put it out. The other wants to roast marshmallows, add more gasoline, and then fire rockets at Syria. If we liberals are going to win elections in 2018, we have got to understand how Republicans process what we are saying.
I give him an A.
Based on what?
The TPP, the Keystone Pipeline, the Dakota Access Pipeline, the travel restriction, fantastic.
There's no point in bringing them, say, an MP3 player if the only thing they've got to listen to music is an old jukebox down at Rosie's Diner. So, why do we cling to our opinions, especially political ones, like a Kardashian clinging to a video camera? There's actually a few reasons. Number one, first, there are just some voters who like Trump. Hashtag build the wall. They like him. That's it. Then, to one degree or another, our brains prefer that we act consistently. The chaos born from being wishy-washy, quite frankly, it's too much work for our brain. The brain has adapted to look for shortcuts because it's got to do a lot of things simultaneously. So your brain's decided that, well, if you like Trump yesterday, you're still going to like him today, and you're definitely going to like him next week. Here's the thing. The brain's desire for consistency kicks the shit out of logic, fact, and reason. Consistent choices also lead to a frictionless acceptance by whatever community that we choose to belong to, be it civic or religious or cultural. And it better ensures our safety and survival. It's why Ted Nugent would stick out like a turd in a punch bowl at a PTA meeting on Manhattan's Upper West Side, right? Over there, parents want to talk about their kids' peanut allergy and gluten-free lunch options, and he's already loaded his shotgun for a second time. Same thing, only in reverse. What if Barbara Streisand went to the gathering of the Juggalos? Woot woot! Evolutionarily, organized groups have allowed humans to thrive. A cohesive group is a strong group. A strong group can exert its dominance over a weaker group. When some people feel threatened physically or economically or culturally, community bonds strengthen. And for some, social support is way more important than knowing the truth about who's going to pay for their health care. Plus, we all have an inherent distrust of information that runs counter to what we already know. So, to one degree or another, we avoid it. Also, there are some choices that people make, like, say, who to vote for, that are so powerful they become sort of a part of us. And any questioning of that choice feels like a personal attack, which they then must defend, by calling you a cuck or a snowflake or threatening to kill you. Now, look, it is possible to change people's minds. Look at cigarettes and gay marriage. But what if you don't have, say, 50 years? What if you got to get this stuff done over the course of the next 2 years? Here's a few ways that science thinks that you can change people's minds. Talk to them in groups. As individuals, our will is nearly impervious. However, because we're social, evolutionarily, cooperating in groups results in a higher likelihood of survival. Meaning that if one person begins to sort of come around to your way of thinking, others might soon also fall into line. You can also ask people to specifically explain why they are in favor or against a particular thing. If they say they're against Obamacare, ask them to very specifically explain the elements they don't like and those elements' negative consequences. Then, have them try and use the same detail as they propose an alternative idea. You'll notice that if people can't articulate their objection, their resolve will weaken as well. And by the way, here's a few more ideas. While you read them, I'm going to try out these new torches that I just got. So. That's it for this episode of Be Less Stupid. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to think about making a donation using our website at factbox.tv. All right, that's it. I guess I gotta go. See ya.